Hey, this is Mike again, and in our last lesson I showed you how to change your WordPress theme, and I particularly like the StudioPress child themes. They're the most flexible, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. So if you remember, I changed the theme, so now it's a little sort of more streamlined, and what we want to do is talk about widgets. Now widgets are, if you notice, there's this primary sidebar widget area. Widgets are areas where we can actually take different little pieces of code or tools and put them in our site and just drop them in. So here's my site, and let's click on our site title up at the top toolbar to go back to the administrative panel. And under Appearance, you'll notice after Themes come Widgets. And if I click on the widgets, I've got all of these widgets here. Now, some themes stick all of this stuff in your header, and if your site looks all messed up, it might be because there's a lot of stuff in your header. Let me just show you what your site might have accidentally sort of become if there's a bunch of stuff in your header. And you can put a lot of stuff in the header. Let's go ahead and put in all of this stuff. So the more stuff I pack into this sidebar, into this widget area, this is the header right, the stranger my site is going to look. So now that I've got all that stuff in there, I don't have to save it. It automatically saves. But if I look at, you see what's happened is I've got all of this weird stuff now that is in my header, and I don't want it there because it doesn't belong there. So if your site looks messed up, you might want to just check to see in your widgets area if there's anything in that header, and you might want to just remove it. So I'm going to remove everything out of my header. Remember, I'm in the widgets area, and depending on the theme you'll see different widget areas. So this particular theme has got a header right, a primary sidebar, a secondary sidebar, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And you can tell if I click back on WordPress tutorials which sidebar I need to work with, because it's going to tell me primary sidebar widget area. So let's work with that. And you might want a widget in your site. Let's say you wanted something in your widget area. This is the primary sidebar, so I can open up the primary sidebar. And let's say I wanted to put a search in there. Well, here's my search widget. I can grab that. I can drop that into my primary sidebar. And let's say I wanted a calendar. I could do that too. So here's my calendar widget. I could grab that and drop that right into my primary sidebar as well. And that's basically all I need to do for this page. Now when I go back to look at the site, you'll notice instead of that weird primary sidebar notification, I've got a search and I've got a calendar. So that's how you go about putting stuff into and taking stuff out of your widgets area.